Hello, my name is Kendall. Welcome back to another video. And if you're new here, hello, my name is Kendall. Today I will be talking about the Beast of Bray Road. There's going to be a very interesting story at the end of this video after I tell you all the facts and all the information, get you a little history around this story. So get comfy, grab your popcorn, grab your snacks as we get into it. The Beast of Bray Road was initially discovered in 1936 on the country back roads. When it comes to a lot of these myths and legends, they tend to be seen in a lot of secluded places. I believe it's because a lot of them don't want to be seen, a lot of them are shy, or it's just easier to hunt when there's not a lot of people around. So finding it in the back roads of a countryside is not all that surprising. Now, unlike a lot of other legends, this one in particular tends to be found around Wisconsin. A lot of other legends tend to be seen around the world or around that specific country, but with this one, it's very, very specifically Wisconsin. I have a theory that it may be because when it comes to certain animals, right, where they're born, they don't generally always like to migrate too far from the area that they were born. So I feel like that may be the same case with this Beast of Bray Road. Now let's get into the appearances of this creature. He is about 6 to 7 feet tall, so he is very, very large. On top of that, he does have a face of a wolf, but has more of a body of a human, but imagine covered in very thick fur. His eyes also tend to be described as a burning red or orange color, which my assumption is that they are just so strikingly bright where they tend to seem like they're almost glowing. It also has extremely sharp teeth, of course, that of a wolf. Now, I will say, what I'm describing right now and the images that I will be showing sound very similar to a werewolf. And there are definitely a lot of similarities between a werewolf and the Beast of Bray Road. I keep looking down because I keep saying Bray Road. But there are a couple of differences in regards to their appearance, such as the Beast of Bray Road has orange/red eyes. Well, that's not necessarily a distinctive characteristic of a werewolf. Along with this beast is primarily seen in Wisconsin, which is not something that werewolves tend to have that specific limitation. Let's move on to his personality. He is often described as being aggressive and elusive. The aggressive part is very true in regards to a lot of people's experiences with this beast. It's not something as simple as they saw it in the distance and now they're telling everybody about it. No, usually it's a very violent encounter. This is one lady's experience with this beast. In the 1980s, a woman was driving around a dark, secluded road later at night when, as she was driving, she hit something. She didn't know exactly what it was, so she got out the car in concern, of course, looking, trying to find, what did I just hit? After she got out the car and started looking, she didn't find anything, so she got back into her car and she drove off. There's a couple notes to be put in here, though. Her car was kind of messed up. It's similar to when someone hits like a deer or something like that, and maybe the deer is fine but their car is super dented, a ton of scratches, stuff like that. Very similar situation. Everything kind of seemed strange, but nothing to really take into big account, nothing to record down in history. That was until later on she looked at her car, and on her side door there was a huge claw mark. This is not the only experience though, as some other people have actually seen this beast during the day, which is very rare for any type of creature, beast, legend, whatever, to see them during the day. And in this account, he was running around a cornfield trying to catch an animal and eat it. Now, the cornfield one is a little bit less terrifying as the first one, but now I'll be reading you a story of the Beast of Bray Road, and it's a little bit more terrifying than running around in a cornfield. The long country road stretched endlessly into the night, shrouded in darkness. Bullfrogs croaking in chorus hinted of a nearby pond or lake, the only sound breaking the eerie silence. Julie gripped the steering wheel tightly, her knuckles turning white. Panic rose in her chest as she glanced at the fuel gauge. The needle had dropped to E. Her car shuddered and died, the engine giving one last wheezing gasp before falling silent. Son of a... she swore under her breath. She was alone, stranded in the middle of nowhere. As Julie peered out the window, a shape in the ditch caught her eye. A large, dark figure was crouching on all fours, obscured by the shadows. It was eating something. The wet, tearing sounds reached her ears. Julie froze in place, her heart pounding. What was that thing? It seemed human-like, with bulging muscles under matted fur, but the head, it had a wolf's snout and jagged teeth dripping with blood. The creature looked up, fixing its gaze on the car. A menacing growl rumbled in its throat as it prowled towards her, advancing with an animalistic lope. No, this can't be real. I must be hallucinating. Julie fumbled for her phone with trembling fingers and dialed 911, choking back a sob. The dispatcher's voice grounded her as the creature circled her car, snarling. Stay calm. Help will come. You're not alone. Julie repeated the words in her head like a mantra, struggling to keep the panic at bay. The creature let out a bone-chilling howl, as if sensing her fear. She gripped the phone tightly, her only lifeline in this waking nightmare. The beast was out there, watching and waiting, hungry for its next meal, and she was afraid that it would end up being her. Minutes crawled by like hours. Julie huddled in the driver's seat, listening to the creature's heavy breaths outside. Its claws scraped against the metal, and she flinched at every strike. In the distance, she could hear the faint wail of sirens. Julie nearly wept in relief as red and blue lights flashed through the streets, illuminating the roads. The sheriff's patrol car pulled up behind her, and an officer stepped out. Miss, are you all right? His gaze shifted to the hulking figure beside her car, hackles raised in a menacing stance. The sheriff drew his gun in one smooth motion. Freeze! Put your hands up and get on the ground, now. The creature let out a roar, lips peeling back to reveal dagger-like teeth. It crouched, ready to pounce. A gunshot split the air. The creature shrieked in pain, clutching its arm. In that moment of distraction, the sheriff fired again. The beast howled and fled into the night, melting into the shadows of the forest. An uneasy silence fell over the road. The sheriff rushed over to Julie's car, pistol still at the ready. Did that thing hurt you, miss? His eyes were grim, haunted. No doubt he had also seen what she had in those brief glimpses under the headlights. Julie shook her head, pulse racing. No, I'm all right. She peered at the dark woods where the creature had disappeared, a chill running down her spine. It was out there, and there were now 2 more witnesses to the existence of the Beast of Bray Road. That is definitely a crazy story. Big thanks to the author of this book where I got this story from. They do an amazing job with putting this stuff together. I'm not 100% sure if it is real or based off of true events, but what I can say is that there have been many people out there who have claimed to have had experiences with this crazy creature. It's definitely terrifying, and I wonder if it could have been a wolf. I wonder if it could have been a wolf that was abnormally large and deformed from maybe some type of injury or birth defects and had rabies. That's what I think it could have possibly been if it wasn't actually this beast. But that will conclude today's video, and I hope you really enjoyed, and I hope you enjoyed today's story. If you did enjoy, please consider watching some of my other videos and subscribing to get more content like this. Thank you for making it this far in the video. I really do appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!